Warriors, Monday morning of a historic week with April 2nd being Liberation Day. We'll see if we're liberated from our wallets on the 2nd. Anyway, probably a lot of this is priced into the market. It might end up being a sell the rumor, buy the fact, or buy the rumor, sell the fact, depending upon what instruments you're in. To me, I'm more focused on what happens Friday with the NFP and technical levels when news just keeps jumping out at you. I was describing how it was to trade under Biden, and for the most part, it was, like this, right? Pretty boring, but people were getting rich. And even before the inauguration, we had that bear raid in December. And since then, markets are trading like this. Anyway, thank you. We have plenty to trade. It's not just a gradual amateur market where you could just be long and think you're a genius anymore. You have to learn to be tactical. And that's my goal here at TGA is to help you get tactical with that going on. So let me just post this. Should be up here, right here, right? Okay. Well, that's not it. That's the wrong one. Okay. So let me just drop out of this again. Let's see the chat and go to the charts. Okay. So last Friday and during the live, when yen was trading up here around 151, put the recommendation in there on Thursday evening at 51, and this morning said take partials, and it was right around here. We went a bit lower. We went down to all the way to 867. So we're getting a bit of a recovery. I think you sell rips up around the 150 level. Your remainder should be a B stop at 151 on this position. Euro last week's low was important. You could see how Confluence helped it out. Really not making much downward progress. A little bit of a pullback where I could see the possibility of maybe ABC. Uh, if offered, I'd buy some more down under 107 if it's offered to me sometime this week at 38%. This was just a little over 23. But if we had something like this, I expect 106 to hold. Actually, cable's been acting a bit stronger, hasn't even given up anything. So maybe right around 28.50 to 28 would be the area. It's been right avoiding Aussie. I mean, I look at Aussie and it looks like it's poised to make a new low here. This low was 61. We're about 123 pips away. I might be interested at new lows once we have some capitulation here. Canada, after trying to fool people with this little breakdown here, is now heading up towards the top of the triangle. This is mainly tariff stuff and what's going to happen with Canada. Perhaps we're going to get a rally back to this level and come off. I don't know if there's enough for us to make new highs or any surprises that could do that, but I'm not trading it because I don't know, and I don't have to trade anything that I really don't have conviction about. But I do think that there is going to be a chance because of as I look at the dollar, it's putting in this higher low after last week's bounce, and we could get an ABC up here, sell up here around 104.70. So I look and view all dollar rallies of a day in nature, day and a half in nature as rips to sell, and any pullbacks in euro and cable as dips to buy. and I don't think that's going to change for a while. Let me get to a couple of things like last week. Now that we're open, I did have some puts that I probably should have held. Yeah, Nvidia's back at the lows right now. In fact, taking out the lows. Had them from up at 121. And then I had Bank of America puts that I sold on this 50% correction. The banks look stronger than Nvidia. So I'm not going to chase weakness here. Let's see if the banks can pull off an ABC. And let's look at some of the other Apple. Apple really, if we keep accelerating, can look ugly, but I could also see it maybe trying to correct back to 230. Meta, really, diverging a little bit, but this is a daily. So, if you want to look for buy spots, I'd be real careful with tight stops, but we're not getting divergences in Meta. And, Apple's holding up better than most. Amazon, not getting divergences in Amazon. Google, not getting divergences. This market's only this, looks more like a retrace in Netflix, Microsoft getting massacred, no divergence. And I believe that we might have some divergence here in NVIDIA off this last low. No, none. So there are no technical reasons to look for a bounce at this time, at least using RSI on multiple time frames. I'd have to go to very short time frames. So looks like I'm going to miss part of the boat on well, at least today on short positions. Did want to take a look at the miners. Okay, so this is something I'm trying here today. I don't know if I got filled. In fact, I may have missed it. The miners are already lower. So here's gold, and I'm going to wrap with this. So we all know gold made new highs today, right? Got up to over 3120. I think we're reversing. Okay, I don't have anything in RSI to tell me that, and pretty surprised how weak silver is. Looks ugly. I don't know if we're gonna, makes me start to lose confidence in that move towards 36 or so, because this surprised me. Okay, I don't think we go past 94. Anyway, I want to show gold looking great though, right? But see the 4-hour RSI here? Okay. Gold's still up. But look at the RSI that we had in GDX, which is, wow, it's getting smashed. Okay. I talked about it last week. Look at this. So look at this, right? Compared to gold, confirming, diverging. Okay. Now look at this, and I was trying to get Newmont puts because of this. Okay, so we see that the miners are demonstrating more relative weakness than the physical market, and it's probably no surprise. Now let's look at the daily. So here we made new 52-week highs, and here this looks like more of a corrective rally. So it's very possible that we could have something like this. This is all we could do in Newmont from the end of last year with this huge rally in gold is put in a fib retracement. So this is my preferred short because it's the weak sister and has the most bearish structure. So work down from the metal to the miners, then look within the miners for which ones have negative structures so that if I'm early, Newmont will hurt me less because it has less bullish momentum than GDX. And if it breaks, it should break harder because it's weaker. So that's your lesson today. Get ready to sell rips in the dollar. And I'll see everyone tomorrow for Turnaround Tuesday. We have Dave H. Contrarian with us Wednesday. Spread the word that Dave will be with us to talk about his melt-up scenario, which is probably more difficult to talk to than the last several appearances. So tune in for Dave, and I'll see you a little later on, either in the room or tomorrow right here, same time, same station. Don't just count your